Hello, I'm Kenny Butler, President, Bardwell Creative. Bardwell is a business debt workout company. We solve business debt issues, and specifically for businesses with too much debt. What is too much debt? Well, for me, that means cash flow cannot meet debt service. Cash flow can't meet debt service. At the end of the month, a business owner finds they can't pay one of their bills. They have too much debt. What we find is at that point, a business owner will stop giving themselves a paycheck. And maybe next week, they'll be able to take a little money to pay some of their own personal bills, or maybe in 2 weeks. And then they find, well, that contract that was supposed to pay off at the end of the month hasn't. Then 30 days go by, and 30 more days go by, and a 60-day term turns into 90-day terms, or 30 into 90. And now you need money for inventory or to do the next job, and you don't have it. So you can't pay your debt service at all at that point, or not most of it. So maybe you go and take a merchant cash advance out. The worst kind of debt a business can have. Their debt service is daily most of the time. So at the end of the week, you now are faced with looking at Monday's payment. On Friday, you have to pay the merchant cash advance, and you're thinking about how you're going to pay Monday. And all your other bills. So you take out another merchant cash advance. And this is what happens. When a business finally comes to us, they have a bank loan that's okay, but the bank won't give them any better terms, so they took out multiple merchant cash advances. And then they have vendor debt too, which is actually, the easiest debt to work out, but the most painful for a business owner, because they have often very good relationships with these vendors, and they want to continue that relationship. But now the business is underwater. And if we look at a business that has too much debt and cash flow is no longer servicing it, and it's way behind, in fact. If we look at the business from a vantage point of, if we remove that debt service, if we remove all the debt, then if at that point the business is profitable, then we have to, as a business owner, make the right choice and get the business back on track so that you can pay your employees, you can have a business that's functional, and you can pay your own personal bills. And that's what we do here. We negotiate a settlement with creditors. We don't create a new payment plan to the creditor, because it won't work, because you have to pay the whole thing back. And if the bottom line of the business shows that it's not going to be able to do that at a reasonable rate, and a reasonable one would be like in the next 10 months, then it can't be done. And the business has to do the right thing, which is create a negotiated settlement. The only way to do that is to have a company like us, whether it's us or someone else, come in and protect your cash flow, protect all your finances, protect your banking, protect your merchant processors, everything from the reach of your creditors, who can actually come in and pull it out if you default. And if you come to us, if you're even listening to this, you might just already be in default anyway, and action has to be taken. And the action we take is to create a protected environment for the business owner so that they get a respite from all debt service. Because consider, with COVID, shouldn't a business have like a month, 2 months, 3 months off from this massive debt service? That's what we do. We give the business owner a chance to focus on their business and not have to deal with these terrible creditors and watch their money disappear. Each creditor we look at as a case. So we have a case file for each one of our clients. A case file that matures over a certain amount of time, with each case maturing along with it. If, for example, you have a merchant cash advance loan, and it's $50,000. We're going to look at that, and we're going to want to create a negotiated settlement at a reduced rate. So we're going to reduce it. The negotiated settlement means that we're going to settle for less than what's owed. And when you default, they tack on all sorts of horrendous fees, lawyers' fees, late fees, all sorts of stuff. So we create the environment for this negotiated settlement. We force, in a sense, your creditors to negotiate. They're forcing you anyway, but they just want you to do what they say they're going to do. And oftentimes you're going to promise them things you can't deliver because you're trying to do the right thing. But each case is special because each one will have its own problems. One problem might be you took out the loan and 2 months later, you paid like 2 months on it and then you defaulted. They're not going to be very happy with that. And that settlement's going to be less than one that maybe you paid 50% on. When I say less, I mean percentage-wise. Because it's just reasonable for a creditor to expect a higher percentage negotiation for something that was defaulted on in 2 months. So each case will mature over a certain amount of time, and the entire case file will mature. And that usually is about 10 months. So with our service, we give you that 10 months. It could be less, it could be a little more. Usually that's about the time. And you get your business back functioning again, either profitable or really close to profitable, or how about you getting a paycheck? And your business now is yours again. When all the cases mature, all the creditors disappear. And you're back to where you were before you ever took out any of that debt. If you choose to do a debt workout, well, to be honest, you're probably in one if you have defaulted. They put you into a debt workout anyway, and their version is they're going to force you to do things you don't want to do or can't even do, or you'll know will really damage the business. Because the creditors know if you've defaulted on one, you may have defaulted on others, so they want to grab as much money as they can before the other creditors do. So you find yourself in this situation. So if you go to a debt workout company, us or anyone, go to anyone else. But be sure that the debt workout company has a setup where you can track everything that happens for every creditor, every case. You should be able to log into a portal like ours, see all of your creditors, see how much you owe, how much we are planning on settling for, what's the lowest settlement we're trying to get and the highest we'll give. And then you should be able to see all of the notes of what's happened during the case as it goes. So every week there should be something in that portal showing you something that's happened for your cases. If a debt workout company doesn't have that, you won't know what's going on. You won't know what to do. You see, in our system, we not only have a client portal, but we have an entire system that we've developed to do this with as much accuracy as possible. All the details. So we have a system where we can go in, we see all your cases, and that's where your portal talks to. There are cases. We have all the communications with all of your creditors, because each case, by the way, will have contacts from the creditor. And maybe it's Bob Smith from MCA1, and Bob gets fired, Bob gets promoted, Bob's gone. Now they have a new agent in there. So we're juggling agents all the time, but it's no issue for us because we have the system that does it. So we have that high technology to handle all this. And that's what we do. We handle the whole thing for you. I plan on talking a lot more about all these debt problems and how to solve them for businesses. And I hope to see and hear from you soon. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll help you. If you're trying to find a debt workout company, you like one you found, call us anyway. We'll help you. You have questions, we'll answer them. We won't sell you. We'll literally help you. You want to go with someone else, please do. Protect your business. You have employees. You have a family. Get your business back on track. We'll help one way or the other, whether you hire us or you go with someone else. Send us a message. Email us, call us, text us, whatever you like. We'll help. I'll talk to you later.